Welcome back, Algebra 1 students. Finally, we're going to be answering problem number 5 from the study guide. So, use the tables to figure out the MAD for both graphs. In case you don't know what MAD is or what it stands for mean absolute deviation. Dun dun dun. I know many of you have been telling me about your struggles for finding the mean absolute deviation or the MAD, but no worries. Hopefully, by using a table, it can clearly be seen, how to solve these types of problems easier rather than just trying to remember the steps and figuring out. Just remember the table makes it work. So let's see, what can we do? First, we're gonna do the one on the left side. So we're gonna go ahead and do the one that is like a bell shape. So it says these are my numbers. So on the column where it says number, these right here are my numbers. That's my data set. So I'm gonna go ahead. First step is I gotta find the mean. So that means I gotta add up all these numbers together and then divide by the number of numbers on my list, or the amount of numbers on my list. So I gotta see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 numbers in this list. So I'm gonna go ahead, add by threes. So I'm gonna chunk these areas so I can add them together. So this will make more sense in action rather than me telling you. 1 plus 2 gives me 3, plus 2 gives me 5. So the total is 5 for this section. I have three threes, so 3 times 3, this gives me 9. And then I have 2 fours, so that's 8. So 4 plus 4 is 8, plus 5 is 13. 9 plus 13 gives me 22, plus 5, 27. So 27 divided by 9 is equal to 3. That is my mean. 3 is my mean. So 3 here, 3 there. And eventually I got to write 3 down my whole list of numbers. All right. So now that I did my whole list of numbers, I am going to go ahead and subtract them. So I'm going to take my number and subtract it from the mean. So I'm going to put a minus sign here, minus sign here, minus sign here, minus sign here, minus, 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 minus. 1 minus 3 gives me negative 2. 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1. 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1. 3 minus 3 gives me 0. 0 again. 0 again. 4 minus 3 gives me 1. 4 minus 3 gives me a 1. And then last but not least, 5 minus 3 gives me 2. Alright, so there, I have the answers. But I'm not done yet. I have to take the absolute value of each of these numbers that I just got and write it on the right hand side. So where you see this absolute value of A, I'm going to write the answers. So who remembers what happens when I take the absolute value of a number? Well, when you take the absolute value of a number, the easiest thing to remember is if it has a negative, just throw it away. If it's a positive number, it stays positive. So that's the best way to remember it. Hopefully that helps you. So negative 2, that means it's just going to be a 2. This is going to be a 1. It's not negative 1 no more. This is also a 1. 0 stays the same. 0 stays the same. 0 stays the same. 1, does 1 change? It does not change. So 1 stays a 1, 1 stays a 1, and then 2 stays a 2 as well. It's just that the negatives turn positives. You just have to think about absolute value like that, okay? So now, are we done? Now that we filled up the whole table, are we done? No, we are not. We actually have to add up all those numbers and then divide by 9. That'll give us our mean absolute deviation. So 2 plus 1 gives me 3, plus 1 gives me 4, plus 0 is 0, plus 0 is still 4, and then 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 2 is 4. So I have to add up these numbers together, the ones on my right hand side, and I get 8. So 8 divided by 9 is equal to, I go to Desmos, type that in, 8 divided by 9 is equal to 8.8. So we're gonna go ahead and write 8.9, right? So sorry, 0.89, 0.89. We're gonna go ahead and write that on there. So it is equal to 0.89. So the MAD for this bell-shaped graph is 0.89. Perfect. Is equal to the MAD, or the mean absolute deviation. All right. I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. And in the next one, we'll see the math for the U-shaped distribution. Okay? So I'll see you in the next one.